Good morning. Happy Friday. So yes, I decided not to be in the kitchen today. Well, I guess the universe decided it for me because it's Friday and this girl needs to pay some bills. So I sat down at the desk and I have all my bills separated. Business bills, personal bills, bills for the cabin, bills for the house. Yes, I do it all. And while I was sitting here, I was just thinking of little miracles that, good morning, Mom, that just kind of show themselves at random times. And the same little miracle showed itself to me yesterday too. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm sitting in my office/gym with all the bills spread out because I'm going to finish this, my superfood. You guys haven't seen me drink this in a while. I'm going to finish that and then get these bills paid and then get my workout done. I have an 11 o'clock appointment, finally getting these lashes filled and cleaned up. So I want to get all these bills and everything done before I even go and do that. Get that out of my mind. And then today is full body HIIT, so it's, from what I understand, probably 25 minutes of a bunch of jumping around. So I'm definitely going to be working up a sweat, and then I'll shower and go out the door. So any messages that you might have sent me, all of that stuff, it will get answered this afternoon. After my appointment, I'll dive into my messages, getting all of that taken care of, all of them answered, and the applications for my virtual fit club will be answered as well. So if you're waiting for that, thank you for your patience. But I want to talk about the little miracles that just kind of show themselves. Because I want to share with you guys something that happened with me yesterday. So as I'm staring at that, I want Alex to look at that. So yesterday I went to the dermatologist and I had to have 2 questionable moles removed. So one is right here by my feather. The other one is right smack in the middle of my back. So my first appointment when I went there, she was telling me how I didn't have a deductible. I only had a $50 copay, and then, which is awesome. So, you know, if anything comes back on the biopsy that they had to do, $50 and they'll be able to remove it. So I was like, awesome. So, you know, 5 days goes by. They call me with the results that, that this was skin cancer. The one on my back was questionable, but wasn't showing that it was cancer yet, but they wanted to watch it for in like 3 months for me to go back for them to look at it. My response was, why wait 3 months? Let's just take the freaking thing off. $50, right? It's worth $50 to take it off. So it wasn't cancerous yet, but they said that it, you know, looked pretty promising to turn into basal cell. So, went through all of that, did all of that, everything fine. Go to my appointment yesterday morning. They call me up to the counter for me to double check, good morning Laura, my address and my name and my phone number, make sure all that information was correct. So I, you know, looked it all over, it was all fine. And then I sit and wait to go have the procedure done. So I go in, I have the procedure done, go to the checkout counter, and this is all I hear. And I'm like, why is she playing with the calculator? It's a $50 copay. And she's just going to town on the calculator, okay? Back in the day, if I was at any office and they busted out the calculator, that's right, it's afternoon for you. And they busted out the calculator, I would have been crapping in my pants. My armpits would have been sweaty, my palms would have been sweaty, hey Marion, my feet would have been sweaty, because I didn't even really have the money for the copay back in the day. So I'm thinking, I'm like, what the hell could this girl be having a little fun on her calculator with? So then she proceeds to take the paper, spin her around to explain to me. And again, back in the day, I would have been like, oh shit, trying to think of a lie in my head, right? So she's explaining how when they submitted my last appointment where they had to do biopsies and everything like that, it came back that I do have a deductible. So I guess when they initially checked my insurance, the insurance company told them no deductible because I guess maybe they were just checking for an office visit. And with regular checkup, there's just the $50 copay, no deductible. But if I have a procedure done, I have to pay towards the deductible, which I need to call them today and find out what the deductible is because I have to have surgery on the 14th. So I'd like to know what I have to pay. So anyways, so needless to say, I had a $240 balance from my last appointment because they had to do procedure. Hey, Jessica, and they had to actually slice a piece of my forehead off, slice a couple pieces of my back off to have it tested for skin cancer. So I had a balance because it was a procedure and they didn't know that I had to pay anything. And then obviously I had to pay for yesterday's visit. So it ended up being that I had to pay $510 yesterday when I went in just expecting to pay $50. Because the reason why I made the appointment is because I'm like, oh, $50, just take it off. If it's, if it looks suspicious and it might be cancer and it's not fully testing cancer, but it's on the verge, just get rid of it, right? Not for $500. So I was a little aggravated that they didn't tell me this before the procedure and give me the opportunity to say I still wanted to get the procedure done. They just, okay, $500 when you're done. I mean, they already did it. What are they going to do? Let me put your mole back on? Like, they've already taken it, right? So I was upset about that. But there was a positive thing, a miracle to that. I had the $510 to pay it. Normally, I wouldn't even have a credit card that had $500 available on it. Back in the day, I lived less than paycheck to paycheck. So I would not, I would have had to say, and this was my norm when I would go to any office that I owed money, you're just going to have to bill me. I only brought enough for the copay. And when you bill me, then I'll just pay it. Knowing that that was a freaking lie, because when I got the bill in the mail, I knew that shit was going in the trash because I never had extra money to pay for that stuff. So it always went to collections and always went to collections and always went to collections. So to me, it was a positive and a little tiny miracle in the day. It was like a God wink because I had the money. I had the funds to do it. Normally I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have the money to pay it at the office, after the office, months after, but I have it. And then I'm sitting down to pay the bills, and again, the same feeling. Normally I would sit down and I would see all these bills, which I will show you the amount of bills that are on this desk. And I would normally see these bills and I'd be stressing the hell out. Figuring out, and there wouldn't be a pile of business, personal, house, cabin. One, because I would only own one home, not two. And two, because my piles were different back in the day. My piles were, and I want some thumbs up and hearts if this is you, or you've been here so you know what I'm talking about. My piles were need to pay, can get away with not paying, definitely can't afford. The definitely can't afford were credit cards because I always didn't have cash, so I would have to use my credit cards and I never could pay the minimum. So, and sometimes the minimum was only $20, but I couldn't pay it. My mom knows all of this to be true. So I would look at my bills and be like, okay, which ones can I get away with not paying that it's not going to affect the family? So I made sure I paid the electric. Did we have water? We didn't pay for water at that time because we had like the well water or whatever. But then things would arise, like we had a septic tank. So the septic tank backed up. That was, I don't remember, but I want to say it was like $600 or something to fix. Even if they told me it was $50 to fix, that would have stressed me out. I didn't have the money. And I never understood why we didn't have the money because my husband at the time made good money. And when I worked, I made good money, but it seemed like we never had any money. So I don't know. Maybe he just never put all his money in the bank. I don't know. But anyways, so paying bills used to be so stressful for me. But now I'm just like, okay, let me get it done so I don't forget. It's the end of the month, last day of the month. I got to pay the mortgages for tomorrow, and I got to do all of that stuff online. It'll take me all of 2 minutes. But it used to take me like 20 minutes to pay the bills because I would really have to be like, okay, the ones that are important, the ones that have to be paid, I'm going to put in this stack. Everything else will be in this stack for now. Pay the ones that have to be paid, and then I see how much I have left over. Usually nothing. Usually nothing. Sometimes one of the ones that had to be paid would not get paid. Or I would have to take money from somewhere else that, like, steal from Paul to pay Peter. Is that how the saying goes? That's what I would do. It was like a juggling act every Friday when I had to look at bills. You know, but now it's at the point that the bills come in. As they come in, I pay them. I didn't do that this week. Like, here is our personal bills. Very thick stack of bills. This is for our house here. Here's the ones that came in so far for the cabin. So we have the cabin bills. These are my personal bills. And then I have my business bills, only a couple. But, yeah, that's a lot of bills. But it doesn't stress me out anymore. Like, I'm just going to go into the account and be like, okay, what do I owe? Not what's the minimum. What do I owe? And I pay it off. You worked hard to get where you are, and now great partner work with you. Yes, couldn't agree more. It has taken a lot of hard work, guys. I mean, I'm going to get real with you and transparent right now. My credit score was so bad, I don't even know if it was on the charts. It was like maybe in the 400s, maybe even in the high 300s. So I don't even know if that's considered on the charts with a credit score. It was horrible because I couldn't pay my credit cards. Any medical bills that I would get from the hospital or whatever, I couldn't pay them. So they had to go to collections. We ended up having to move out of our house. We couldn't pay the mortgage. So we had a judgment. I had a judgment against me. So finally we were able to short sell the house, but that judgment stayed on there for like 5 or 6 years. So I couldn't get another mortgage. Like, I can get one now. So that's why I was so happy when we got the cabin, because I was the primary on the mortgage. Alex's name is on it as well, but they have my name first, me as the primary borrower, on that mortgage. That was the first mortgage I have gotten since all that turmoil. The car that I'm driving now is the first car I was able to buy all by myself since that turmoil. Thanks to my mom, I was able to get a car that was reliable and safe. After the divorce, I went into a RAV4, but I could not buy it on my own. So my mom co-signed with me to help me because the car that I had, the gas tank fell out of it in the middle of driving. And I still got it fixed, but again, had no money. So a friend of mine paid to get it fixed, and I slowly paid him back. He works in the business of car dealerships and things like that. So, I mean, I've had some amazing people in my life to be able to help me, but it has been tough. Now my score is up there, high. I'm constantly, like, I don't even ask for them to raise my balance, and every time I get a new statement, I have a higher balance on my credit cards. I mean, one of my credit cards, I can probably buy a car on it. But, and to me, I take so much pride in that because I know where I came from. So I just want to share that with you guys, that I'm trying to focus more on positive things throughout the day. You know, I've been having a little bit of a rough time with a few things. So I'm trying to see and pull more of the positive out in the day. And that was a positive I took from yesterday that ended up rolling into today, because as I look at these bills, I don't stress. I do have a calculator out, because what I do is I take the amount that I have in my account and I figure out what I owe on my cards to see if I can pay them all off, or how I could do it. Maybe I can pay one off and pay the majority of another one off. So I just like to get my calculations, because I do have, like, my Amazon card is always reoccurring every month. I mean, I buy our toilet paper for the house, our laundry detergent, our paper towel, our paper plates, paper bowls, like all that stuff I buy on Amazon because it's way cheaper and you get more for your money. So that's like my grocery bill. And then also, you guys saw I bought my desk. So I will pay the desk fee from my Amazon out of my business account. So then that way it shows that it was a business expense. But like, I bought the desk, I bought the entertainment center, I bought the coffee table, all of those things I got on Amazon. So that's always recurring. So I always try to pay it 100%, but sometimes because I bought 3 big pieces of furniture, I won't be able to pay it off today, but I'll be able to pay half of it. And then next pay, I'll pay the other half. But it's great to be at the point that I can pay them. So I'm sharing this with you guys because if there's anybody out there that right now is like how I used to be, where you struggled, you were afraid for those bills to come in the mail, it made you stress, it made your heart rate go up, and you were just a hot mess because of it, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I want you to know that it'll all work itself out. You just got to keep taking those steps forward to getting yourself to that better place, and take chances. If something comes your way, like this health and fitness business did for me, it came right into my path. when I needed it most, but I was too afraid to do it. I just took a leap of faith, but I was scared as shit. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith if something presents itself that might sound too good to be true, but you're very intrigued to see if it could work. You got to take that leap of faith. You got to do that for yourself and at least try, because it can help you with stuff like this. It can have those little financial miracles throughout the days where they present themselves and remind you on things that used to be stressful for you and things that used to give you financial like anxiety attacks now are something that comes easy. I mean, do we struggle sometimes? Probably. I mean, but it's not because of not having the income. It's because maybe I shopped a little too much, or you know, Alex's business was a little slow that week, so we just got to tighten it up a little that week or something like that. But it's nothing crazy like it used to be. Our bills can be paid, but our extracurriculars we might have to tighten in because, you know, pay was a little less. Maybe my business was a little slow, or his business was a little slow. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to get these bills paid really quick, and I might still be on time to starting my workout at 8 a.m. like I like to. So have a wonderful day. Thanks for being with me while I shared with you. Have a happy Friday and a great weekend, and I will see you guys Monday. Bye.